Hello, welcome back to the channel. Folks, I've been thinking lately about the next video I'm doing. It's coming along finally, but had a bit where I thought I should do this video first, as not only is it going to be long, but it's going to be over 50 minutes long. Yeah. Starting off the new year right, I guess. I didn't expect it was going to be, but I guess when it's over 10 pages of me yapping, it's going to be a long video in the end. So with that, I thought it's been way too long since my last upload, and apologies for that, and thought might as well talk about one thing on my mind lately, and that's what I thought of Xbox's Developer Direct. Since everyone else has their opinion out, you might as well come to watch mine at the very end of them all, and I'd like to talk about... And to start things off, I'd like to talk about how it was shown off. So let's start with the first game they showed, Avowed. It came from Obsidian after Outer Worlds, Pentiment, and Grounded's latest update. Avowed is the next game in the Pillars of Eternity series, and yes, I haven't played any of those games. I've heard great things about them, I just need the time of day to get through them. Avowed looks awesome to me though. I was there from the moment they announced the game, but man, it's starting to really look good here. I'm a huge Obsidian fanboy, so anything they come out with, I'm there day one, and I can see myself day one with Avowed. It's a really good looking game so far for me. I've heard people complain about the graphics of the game, and I could see that issue, but mainly from the last trailer they released. That one was a bit of a 50-50 with the graphics there, but this looks like a great improvement from the last trailer, and think they've got something cooking real good in the oven. I think the only thing I want to see more of at the moment is just combat for the game, as I found the gunplay and dual wielding good. I just want to see the melee more, as it looked pretty floaty for what I was waiting for. Will it be better when the main game releases? Most likely, but it's still a ways off, but I'm happy to see it's at least got a 2024 release window that it hopefully sticks with. Look, I get it, a game's got to be delayed sometimes, but I'm really hopeful it comes out this year. I've been waiting for this game. They've shown me enough for the game for the time being though, and I just think they've still got work left to do to grab other people's eyes for the game. When it comes to Avowed, it looks great, I'm down for it, but just a little more marketing for it. Speaking of marketing though, Hellblade 2 once again was shown off, but finally after over 3 years of showing off around town, it has an official release date in May. This has really felt like a game that's taken long enough in the oven compared to Avowed. It just needs to come out now before a fire starts in the kitchen. I've been waiting for this game to get a release date finally, and finally it's here. I'm excited for Hellblade 2 and to see where Saga's story goes next. After Senua's Sacrifice, I was always interested in what a story will be after 1, but with 2 just around the corner, I'm ready for it. I think it looks amazing. Definitely the biggest draw of this game is its graphics and acting as well. I think the motion capture just looks crazy good, but there's still one thing I think many are wanting to see more of, and that's just the combat, which looks improved from 1, which isn't crazy to say as 1 really needed some work, but I still think come May, finally getting to play it and see that combat first time with a controller for me will be great, as it's a bit longer than I expected for this game to release, but finally it's coming out very soon, and I reckon if anyone is going to be going into 2 for the first time and hasn't played Senua's Sacrifice first, be sure to play it. I think it will help out a lot, especially knowing where the story is going to be going, and it's not a really long game, and it also will just help people who are expecting it to be Xbox's God of War. I've always heard that about Hellblade 2, but don't think they should compare it for what they can expect for Hellblade 2. Just trust me on that, and just really give Hellblade 1 a play before 2 if you can. If you have the time to, do it, because once you give it the time, it's a really damn good game to play, and I'm just really excited for what Senua's Saga is going to be. The next 2 games I want to quickly talk about, as there isn't much for me to talk about them for me, but starting off with Visions of Mana, it does grab me. I think it looks really interesting. It's not something that I would usually play, but I think Visions of Mana is something that I'm definitely wanting to check out once it's released, but as I don't have a personal history with the Of Mana series, it just didn't grab me as much, and I just don't have too much to say about the game. Does it look great? Yeah, I think it looks great, but other than that, it's just like, I'm just going to wait for a release, play it myself, and if I really enjoy it, then maybe there'll be a video about it, but we'll see. And then the next one I want to talk about, of course, is Ara, which looks fun for me and right up my alley. I love games like this, and it's from the team behind Civilization 5, if I recall. It's not all of the people who worked on Civ 5, but I think it's just a smaller team that just split off to do their own thing. And I have quite good interest in what Ara will be. There's just not much to say about it though. It's another game, sort of like Civilization 5 and what these people have done before, and I'm just pretty hopeful that it's going to be a pretty good game. Once it's released, I'll be there day one, of course. Let's get to the meat of this developer direct though. I've enjoyed the whole meal so far, but needing to get to that last part, which is Indiana Jones, or as we officially know now, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, which is, to be honest, a boring title, but oh well, I guess. Couldn't really call it the Swollen Pussy. Why did I write that? Indiana Jones is the next game from the team Machine Games. It's been a few years since they released Wolfenstein 2, but I guess it takes time to work on Wolfenstein 3 and then also working on an Indiana Jones game as well. But hey, oh well, at least they didn't release anything like a damp cloth co-op Wolfenstein game in between or anything like that. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle looks pretty promising so far. I thought this game would be first person, but had a hunch they may do third person as well, but in the end, they're doing both, which I want to see more of gameplay wise. I'm down for it. Not too many games do that, but I am really here for it. This game looks great already for me, and I'm just hoping Machine Games has another hit on their hands. I read up on some things about the game since I want to know more, and it seems to be doing a mix as well of linear focused levels and also open world areas, which I'm glad they're doing. Sort of like how Tomb Raider lately has done it, having open world areas and then going into story. It'll be more linear and story focused, but we're not too sure about how the game's going to work until later this year. But my guess so far is it's probably going to go the approach of Tomb Raider, which would be pretty awesome. I love the way those reboot Tomb Raider games work. Combat looks to be fun as well, taking on upgraded fighting elements from Wolfenstein. Since that game series was mainly stealth takedowns and melee stuff was just how British people would greet each other late at night.
Do you honestly think you're fucking funny? Seriously.
But it's a lot of praise so far, but that's mainly because I wasn't really sure how to feel about the game. I'm keeping my hype low still, as people should with all video games, but it's promising from the one gameplay trailer we've gotten already. And I just can't wait to see more, I assume, in June. Even if E3 is dead, Xbox, Nintendo, and PlayStation gotta show off what they've got cooking this year and beyond still. And I would guess that we're gonna get plenty more Indiana Jones around that time. That about sums up my thoughts on that developer direct though. I think it did great for the first show of Xbox this year, and I'm excited to see the things they show off the rest of the year. These games are out for 2024, but 2025 I'm sure will have some things to show. My guess for 2025 will be possibly Fable and Gears 6, I reckon. Not fully sure, but I feel those two being the next big ones. Oh, and of course South of Midnight, of course, but we've still got these 5 upcoming first, and I think they look great for this year. It seems pretty promising for Xbox this year as they slowly start to release more and more games properly now. And hey, I'm here for it. Anyways guys, once again, next video hopefully very soon, but over 50 minutes is crazy. We'll update you guys on the socials I have in the link down below. And until then, hey, thank you all so much for watching. It's appreciated.